Hey y'all, it's Chimdi. So in this video, I want to talk about Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth and some of the most powerful things that I got from this book. I literally just finished it yesterday and I was reading it straight for maybe 3 days and I have so many notes. So I'm just gonna read some of them and reflect on some of them with you all. They gave me a lot of peace and a lot of insight, and I hope you all can get something out of this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you like my new background. I'm actually still in my sister's spot, but I did a little home decor. But that's for another video. Let's go ahead and get this one started. Our primary purpose is to allow consciousness to flow into everything we do. That was one of the things Eckhart Tolle shared in his book. He talks about the idea of means and ends and how if you spend 2 years developing a product and you finally get it to market, but those 2 years were spent struggling and suffering and in turmoil, some people would say, oh, well, you finished a project and you got it out, so that's success. But actually, if the thing you were creating caused suffering and unhappiness while you're creating it, that final product is gonna do the same because the ends and the means are one. And that idea about the point is to actually in this moment live with this consciousness, live with this intention, live with this spacious awareness, and bringing that into every single moment, and that is success, was really, really helpful for me because, you know, being on YouTube, it's so easy to compare yourself to what other folks are doing, how much other folks have, get caught up in vanity metrics, and to be reminded that the point is actually just to, in this moment, be doing with complete commitment what you are supposed to be doing, and that is success. Felt really, really good and it felt really true. And on that same note around success, greatness is a mental abstraction and a favorite fantasy of the ego. The foundation for greatness is honoring the small things of the present moment instead of pursuing the idea of greatness. The great arises out of small things that are honored and cared for. And I feel like YouTube once again is a great example of this. So many people, they want to start YouTube channels, they want instant success, and some people get that, which is amazing. They start and then 6 months, a year later they have like 500,000 subscribers, and other folks they find like,
wait a minute, I've been doing this for a while now, things aren't really popping off.
And I've seen people start after me and have more success. Everything that I have accomplished up to this point has come from just video after video, has come from comment after comment. It's just this small thing that I'm just building in every single moment. If I make every video with love, if I try my best, if I share my wisdom and my vulnerability and my insight with every video, that is successful. I was watching someone's video, hey Ty, she shouted me out in one of her recent videos, and it was so interesting because I've got a narrative in my head. This makes me think of another book. I don't want to promote it because it's a little bit outdated in some of the terminology it uses, but I do think the ideas it talks about, this one's called Loving What Is by Byron Katie. Suffering isn't caused by what's happening. Suffering is caused by our thoughts and our reactions to what's happening, and if we just examine some of these harmful thought patterns, we can save ourselves from a lot of suffering. I realized one of the narratives that I have around my YouTube channel is that
people are only rocking with me because I made that video about quitting my job. They don't actually care about my life at all. If I'm not talking about losing money or, you know, running out of my savings or the struggles of quitting your job, of any of that stuff, then they're just not interested.
That's been a story I've been telling myself. So to watch this person look at my channel and be like, wow, look at her channel, she's really blowing up, she's so great. And I'm just like, oh, that's so interesting. Like, that's so interesting, and it really reminds me of the importance of giving yourself that perspective of just because you think something is going a certain way doesn't mean it actually is. And a lot of times that is just a story you're telling yourself that's making yourself miserable. This kind of slow and steady path, this, like, to me, incremental growth is a totally valid way of living, and in this moment I'm doing just fine. I put out a video recently about crashing my drone. Still haven't gotten it repaired, but I will at some point. It didn't do good in terms of like the numbers. It was like 10 out of 10 in terms of my YouTube analytics, and I was feeling kind of down about it. And then in the week since, I have gotten so many positive messages in terms of comments, emails. I've had friends reach out to me, just all these really beautiful messages showing the power of not only that video, but of my channel in general. It was as if God knew, like, okay girl, I know you're taking this kind of hard. Let me go ahead and remind you of all the love that you are generating and that you are creating, that you have in your heart, so you don't give up. YouTube itself can also feel like this beast that you have to keep on feeding video after video. And I was actually thinking about that before this video. I was like, all right, Chimdi, time for you to figure out what you're gonna do for this video. And I was, you know, making my little list, and I wasn't feeling great about it. And then I remembered what Eckhart Tolle said about it. What energy are you bringing into how you're creating this video? There are 3 modalities of awakened doing. So that's the idea, is that everything you do should be done from this place of awareness. And he says the first one is acceptance. So even if you don't necessarily like what you're doing, at least accepting that in in this moment, that is what you are doing, you know, that is a way to, relieve yourself from suffering. The next one is enjoyment, which is when you actually like what you're doing, right? And the final one is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm actually comes from in theos, so like in God. So God is actually moving through you, and that is like the peak one. And he said that when you combine enthusiasm with an actual goal, you create this structured tension that allows like some amazing creativity to happen. And that has me super excited because if you watched my live, you know that I'm gonna do a daily video in November, which I'm genuinely like, I'm not genuinely pretty scared. I'm a little nervous about it because I'm just like,
where's your motivation gonna come from? Where's the inspiration gonna come from? Are these videos gonna be any good? Are you doing it for the right reasons? Will you be able to keep it up? People even like it?
Oh, the negative train of thought, y'all, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. If you are creative and you're struggling to start creating, I get it. I talk to so many people who are like, I've got all these ideas and I'm gonna start soon, but they just have these reasons why they don't do it. I get it. It is hard. I've been doing it for literally years and I still have these voices, and I'm low-key annoyed because I'm like, at what point do the voices go away and are you just able to fully live, you know, with your full power and your full intent? And I think that I can get there, but I'm realizing like that is my ego saying that in the future X, Y, or Z will happen. In reality, all I have is this moment, so in this moment I choose to ignore those voices and to still create, but remembering that I can call God into the moment, you know, and that's what I did. Before I make videos now, I pray. I'm like,
Lord, please be with me as I record. Please help your voice to be coming through what I have to say.
Because I know that it is God that's making all of this happen, all of my success. And I want to say success in quotes, but I won't, because I'm like, no, Chimbi, you are successful. So all of my success I know is from the Lord, and it's all a gift from the Lord. And keeping that focus, I know is going to be key to my ongoing success. You cannot become successful. You can only be successful. So that speaks to that idea of success being this thing that comes tomorrow. And the way our ego works is that our ego is always going to say that what we have now isn't good enough, that we need to have this new sponsor, this many subscribers, this amount of money in a bank account, this many friends, live in this apartment. There's always something else that we need to get. And then what happens is we get that thing and we're happy for about 5 seconds, and then we normalize, and then we're looking for the next thing. And that's how the ego is tricky. You genuinely are convinced that that next thing is going to be the thing to do it. People are so beautiful in my comments and they're genuinely invested in my channel and in my growth. Shout out to you, Steven. I appreciate that so much because I know it's so beautiful when you find someone and like, you know, they're gonna make it and you like are part of the engine that's making them grow. But realizing for me that I know that I won't be happy. I won't, to be clear, I won't be happy once I hit 20K. I won't be happy once I hit 50K, 100K, 500K, when I reach a mil, 2 mil, when I reach 3 mil, because I will always, my ego will always put another number and say that's the number that you have to hit. And so knowing that now, I'm just like, all right,
we can just chill.
We can just create. And having a YouTube be my main source of income at this moment makes it a little tough because I'm like counting on the money from AdSense, from sponsors and these things to like help pay my bills. But as I'm so blessed to have, I have a rent-free lifestyle. My bills are pretty minimal. I did just buy a drone and also a bike. Those are my last expensive purchases. And when my last video didn't do so hot, I was like, you know, I went down that rabbit hole of this is where the failure, this is where the downward spiral begins, this is where the poverty begins. You should have never quit that job. And then I remembered, okay, Chimbi, let's bring it back to this present moment. Has literally anything changed in your life? Are you not still sitting in your rent-free home? Is the sun not still shining? Are you not still healthy? Is there not still food in the fridge? Are you like, there's so many things that are genuinely still amazing in this moment. I don't have any problems. That's one of my favorite things that Eckhart Tolle shared in his other book, The Power of Now, which is that you don't actually have any problems. You have your reaction to situations. So you're either resisting a situation or you're accepting it. And the problem is that you are resisting. Whenever you feel inferior or superior to anyone, that's the ego in you. So I've actually added a new affirmation to my daily affirmations as a result of this book, which is I am enough. He talks about how the lack mindset and thinking you don't have enough, especially when you are in your form state, when you're super attached to whatever roles you're playing, that's where you start looking at other people and deciding whether or not you're better or worse than them. And that's where a lot of suffering comes from. Thinking that other people have things that you want or need is coming from a place of thinking you do not have enough, you are not enough. So literally anytime I find myself judging someone, it happens so often. Like, I'll be on social media and I'll see people making fun of someone else and I'll be just like, oh, I'm better than them for not making fun of this other person. Like, it's so easy how that stuff comes up, and I just have to be like, hold on, Chimdi, you are judging them. That means you think you're superior to them. You are not, you know, just this form. You are enough. And I repeat that to myself. And I've been saying it so often, and I feel so much better when I do. So if you don't have an I am enough type statement in your affirmations, I highly suggest you add it, because it's wild how many of us are walking around thinking that we need something external to ourselves. And I love me some snacks, so I'll be like, if I just had like a little bit of candy right now, I would be fine. I used to smoke weed, I'd be like, if I could just smoke right now, I'd be fine. I am aggressively single, so I'm like, if I could just get this dude, I'd be fine. And realizing like, no, all of those things have the same purpose, which is to make you feel like something external to you is what you need to be happy, but actually you are enough. I'm very grateful to Eckhart Tolle because his books are so amazing. Speaking of which, I got a bunch of great feedback about the book club that I am relaunching again, so look out for an update on that. Like I said, I think we're just gonna meet live. For our first book, we'll do Untethered Soul, and so I'll like read maybe a chapter or a few passages and then just kind of reflect on what it's bringing up for me and hear from you all about what it's bringing up for you and like react and respond to that. So that'll be in October. I'll share the details later. Thank you all for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Let me know if you've read A New Earth. Let me know if you have any other recommendations. Y'all seriously give me the best recommendations and I appreciate it so much. Let me know if you have mentioned me in one of your YouTube videos, because I'm gonna create a playlist of all the videos that people have like mentioned me or shouted me out. Return the love that y'all been giving me, you know. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Y'all remain the sexiest and we love to see it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.